Hello, welcome to the Treasury Guild meeting, and this is our bi-weekly meeting. And today we are going to discuss how to set up a Treasury Manager Excel file. And I pulled a guide here on our Ambassador Program meeting notes. So where to start is basically we have a new person. So actually even I right now haven't set up myself, so I can use myself as the case study to set it up. There are these pink notes, which are basically right now disabled features, because I'm not aware that SingularityNet Ambassador program has a 2FA authentication model, but if it's turned in and devices required to kind of authenticate new people to be part of that setup, then extra activities would be needed to follow in order to get access. The first thing everybody needs to do who want to manage the Excels is to have a Google Drive, but also we all need to figure out who are going to have the licenses, because every user will cost us around $10 per month to have that Excel license. So I haven't tried what happens if we put the license for the SingularityNet ambassadors and then everybody uses the same account. So this could probably be a good starting use case, because it's not an Excel that everybody has to open and keep open for 24/7 basically, and it's something you kind of go into very specific times and you can switch, and probably multiple devices could connect with that. So we could try from there, but then also keep in consideration to actually have the full control of that file. And then we would need a license to every single person. And this is currently, and to make it simple, right now we have in a Swarm Microsoft account, where we can just push out the licenses, and then we figure out some transactions on the board. So yeah, so everybody who want to start using that would need to set up themselves a Google Drive setup, and this will, I already have it installed. It's quite straightforward, and this will give you this Google Drive desktop file. And here I have two accounts connected: the Devosax, my personal, and then CoreSwarm email. And here we would need to add a new one. So let's see if I can sign myself up into Google Drive with the Google Drive is loading your files. Now I'm checking again. For me, it was quite straightforward, and because we don't have any special permissions, we got access into that folder. So now the second step would be that all tools, if you are going to use one account and one license for all those, then we need to keep in mind that who do we share these accounts for, because they need to have that main SingularityNet ambassadors access, because the way the Excel works, it's accessing the folder infrastructure and going into the folder structure, making files, making export files, getting import files from the folder. And in order to get that, you would need not just the shared folder access, you would actually need the root access. So if it's not feasible that we use SingularityNet Ambassadors program for this, we would need to create a new Gmail account specialized only for, here is our Treasury import system. So something to think about. Once you're in, log in with SingularityNet account. So I logged in, and this was the login. And now the suggestion. So this idea is create an Excel shortcut to your desired location. So now in order to move, so first of all, we kind of need to set it. So this is a one-time thing. We need to put that Excel file somewhere here. So I'm going to open up the SingularityNet Excel folder on our drive. We go into the drive. I see I guess we have never used anything yet, or there are special, just don't see any information here. So I'm gonna create a folder, and we would need a similar structure as we have in Drive, so I'm gonna do that also. We may need archive folder because versioning of this manager is also versioned. Although now it's going to be quite interesting because when I do updates, it doesn't automatically update Singularity version. So we need to start thinking on operations when we do updates in one network or another. How do we then agree to like take these features to the next version too? So under import folder, we would need one more thing, which is called archive folder here too. And for this, I think this is enough now for the setting up. And yeah, the suggestion here, now we can go back to this. And what is that? What you can do is, I'm going to close this one, is this file, you do a, not properties, you do this. First of all, of course, you need to do on properties unblock. This is a feature which is XML files that you trust them. So more options, create and send to desktop, create shortcut. And this way is just a quick shortcut to open the file compared to finding your Google Drive. It's like very new, and then it's you put your file wherever you need. And now I'm in the Treasury Manager system, and it looks very similar to what we have, except I removed all the swarm distribution here. I included only the swarm distribution here and only swarm wallets related, which we have collected, not swarm, only Singularity net ones. So all the swarm ones are gone. And currently no Discord connection. So these will have to be done again, although I could import them over. And there is the conf, we need to set it up, which we look at later. So yeah, this part basically setting up, creating the shortcut. So in future, it's easier to find the file and get into the using it. The second biggest problem we will have, which we also discussed on the process school, is the date formatting. When we talked about like title, what kind of format it is very important in Excel too. And in order to make it work, you need to change your window settings in order to put to the same formats as we use in Excel. Else the script won't be able to read it because because it's targeting like specific format. And if your computer is using month, day, or year, it won't work. So this is a very annoying, but it's like currently the most feasible solution to kind of fix it up. And there I pulled the guides, I put some offline guides too, and how would you do it quickly? So if you don't have the same date format. And yeah, next up is, this is all the setup you need. Access was, in this case, for quite simple. And next one would be you have to open file, and you can open it with license. If you don't have license, then give me the email addresses and I will give them. If it's okay to use Singularity and Ambassador schema, I will create a license for that. And then logging in to Excel using this email, you will be able to use the Excels and all the buttons. And now there are 3 purple ones: configuration guide, insert configuration guide, and bundle transaction guide. Basically, all of these purple means we don't have it. So this is as far as we have gotten, and this is how to set it up. And insert contribution guide we haven't done, but the previous videos and all of this we have been going through in these previous bi-weekly meetings is basically building our expertise to build these guides. And there are some guides done in the past, but the issue is that they get outdated quite quickly. Perhaps now, past 6 or 4 months, there hasn't been that heavy changes. But then again, now we implemented new dashboard features and automated a lot of stuff. So still things are happening. So making a good, robust guide that stays up to date is quite a task. So this is something we can look forward. Where do we want to see next?